Hello everyone, how are you doing? I hope that you are doing so very well. Today I'm here with my wrap-up and my TBR in one video. What is this? I used to do my wrap-ups and TBRs together, but then I was reading so many books and wanting to read so many books that it didn't make sense to put them in the same video. But last month I only read 5 books, so I was like, let's just combine them. I asked Twitter, they said just combine them. Here I am, together again. Also updating you on NaNoWriMo, I lost. I wrote 2,500 words and then I ran out of time for the rest of the month. The shame is real, the shame is real. But next year I really want to be better prepared, so I will actually write. Because this year I was like, I'm gonna wing it, but then I had too much to do this past month. I was like so busy and I was like, this is a bad time for this. There's always next year. Congratulations to all of you out there that won. I'm proud of you, very proud of you. Pat on the back for you. Also, my friend Des just came out with a Christmas single. It's I'll Be Home for Christmas and I will leave a link to it down below. You should go buy it on iTunes because it's great. I wouldn't be recommending it if it was crappy. It's really good, guys. You should go buy it. Now that those things are out of the way, let's jump into the November wrap-up. The first book that I read this month was Dumplin' by Julie Murphy. I read it in 2 days or something ridiculous like that. And honestly, this was such a good book. It has a really great message of believing in yourself and about finding self-confidence and all that stuff. It's just really, really great. Will is the main character and she's a really fantastic main character, and all of the side characters are really well developed as well, which is something that is important in a contemporary where you're not doing a lot of world building. It's really important to have great characters, and this does have really great characters. This book also features a lot of female friendships, which is something I love reading about always. The only thing I didn't really like is that this book didn't feel very cohesive. Each chapter kind of jumped around. It didn't feel like it flowed very well at some points, but overall a really solid read. I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. The next book that I read was Nightfall by Jake Halpern and Peter Kujawinski. I received a copy of this book from Penguin Random House for review, so thank you Penguin for sending me that. The concept of this book is super unique. It's really interesting to read just because it is something I've never really read before, and the feel of it is just really creepy, and the whole like tone of the book is fantastic. The characters were a little lackluster for me. They were a little 2D, a little flat. Most of what they did was pretty predictable, but still interesting to read about. The plot was okay. I feel like a lot more could have been done with the plot. The climax wasn't really that interesting or that intense, which it really should have been because it was kind of a suspenseful book. It felt like things were building toward this epic climax and they just kind of like fizzled out. They didn't really build up to anything. Overall, an enjoyable read, not really the best, but it's not terrible. A solid 3.5 out of 5 stars from me. The next book that I read was Winter by Marissa Meyer. I read this freaking monster of a book with Bible-thin pages. There's 800 pages in this, but you wouldn't know it by looking at it. I just want to say before we get started that I got this book signed at YALLFest. I know I still don't have a YALLFest video up. Sorry about it. I freaking loved Winter, guys. I loved it so much. Marissa Meyer has just written such fantastic characters that it's hard not to love any book with them in it. I could honestly read books with these characters in them forever and ever. Overall, I think this was a satisfying ending. There were still a few things that I was like, I could have done with a little bit more detail in there. I could have done with a little bit more to this story than where it ended, but I still really liked it. I still feel a lot of feelings thinking about this book and thinking about all the OTPs that are in this book because there's a lot of them, but I love all of the relationships and all the characters just so much. I love the series, guys. Also, this book is really like non-stop. It is 800 pages, but there are so many different things that happen that it's just like keeps going and there's just things hitting you all the freaking time, which I kind of loved, but I also didn't love because it was just like so much was happening, but it was still pretty good. I gave this book a solid 4.5 out of 5 stars. Still would highly recommend it, and this whole series, you should read it. I didn't do a video review of this. I don't know why I didn't do a video review of this, but I feel like I should go back and reread it and do that. Leave a comment down below if you think I should do that. I'm too far removed right now to do a video review, but I could reread it. That's a thing I could do. I could probably do that. The next book that I read, or rather listened to, was The Tragedy of Macbeth by Shakespeare, and I kind of liked this. Though audiobook was good, I feel like I wouldn't fully appreciate this until I actually saw it played out, but as just like standalone reading the play, I didn't love it. I don't know if it's just me with tragedies or the fact that just every single person in this book is terrible. awful and they're all the worst. But it's interesting to read about them. The audiobook I listened to was really good. It's just hard to imagine plays when they're being read to you and you can't see any stage direction. You just are hearing what's happening, but you don't know like where they are. It's just hard. It's rough. Maybe I'll go see it someday or I'll watch a movie of it and I'll like it a lot more. Who knows? I gave this book a 3 out of 5 stars. And the last book that I read this month was the second half of Mockingjay, which is not technically a full book, but I did read it, so there we are. I went and saw the Mockingjay movie, and my process before I do a movie review, especially for the Hunger Games movies, is that I watch the movie, I reread the book, then I watch the movie again, then I do the review. That's just how it works. That's what I do. I still haven't seen it again, and then I'll do my movie review, guys. I promise. It's coming. It's coming. It'll happen. I don't know that I reread Mockingjay at all. I don't think I have since it came out, but it's so good. Something that I'm realizing rereading the Hunger Games is that some books, when you reread them, you're like, I can see why I loved that, but it's not really as good rereading it. It's like a little cringeworthy at parts. These books are still super fantastic reads. Even years removed from them, I'm rereading them and like, these books are so good. They're still so good. I just love it so much and I will reread these books forever and ever. My love for these books is so big, guys. I love them so much. The Hunger Games series is one of my all-time favorites and it will stay there for a very long time. Even though I didn't love the ending, I wasn't totally satisfied with it and I'm still not totally satisfied with it. I can appreciate it more now this second time reading it. No surprise that I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars, probably mostly for nostalgia, but it's still a really great book. And that was my wrap up. 5 books, really like 4.5 books. It's not as many as I normally read, but I was reading, so that's great. Now let's get into the TBR. Since I did read so few books this month, there were a few that I didn't get to. So I'm gonna start with those because those are just carrying over. This has happened like every month for the past like 5 months. You know. The first book that I didn't get to, but I'm gonna read this month is the Trilogy of Two by Juman Malouf. I can never say her name right. I already said what this is about, so I don't really want to talk more about it, but I'm really intrigued by this book. The art looks beautiful and it's middle grade, which I don't read enough of as it is, and it just looks really good. I'm really excited, really pumped, so ready. The second book that I didn't read in November, but I'm gonna read in December is I Am the Messenger by Marcus Zuzak. I love Marcus Zuzak. I mean, I've only read The Book Thief, but I loved The Book Thief, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna love I Am the Messenger, and it just seems like a really interesting and intriguing book, so I'm ready. And the last book that I didn't read last month, but I'm gonna read this month is Anne of Avonlea by Ellen Montgomery. I just want to read more of Anne of Green Gables. It made me feel a lot of feelings, and kind of going along with that, I'm gonna be reading Anne's House of Dreams this month as well for my second classic. Still trying to catch up on that classic train, so these two are happening. That's a lot, but I can do it, I believe. Yeah, Anne is just such a fantastic, fabulous character, and this world and this setting is just so good. I love it so much. The next book that I want to read is A School for Good and Evil by Saman Chainani. I heard his name pronounced a bunch of times at YALLFest and I still never say it right. Basically, because I saw him speak at YALLFest, it made me want to read his book so much because I was like, you're awesome. I want to read your book. So I'm really excited to read this. It's about 2 girls that go to schools for good and evil. Yeah! I know a lot of people love it, so I really hope that I love it too. The next book that I'm gonna read is Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard by Rick Riordan. I'm so excited to read this, guys. I'm so freaking excited. I'm surprised I haven't read this one yet, but it's gonna happen this month. Holla. And the last book that I'm gonna read this month is My True Love Gave to Me, which is a bunch of short stories from a lot of different YA authors. I know a lot of you are probably wondering like, what even is this book? It doesn't look like the one that I have. This is the UK edition, which the lovely Katie from Vincent Van Stop got for me last Christmas. So this Christmas I'm gonna read it. Mostly I'm excited because it's beautiful. Freaking hot pink edged pages. What even is this? What is life? I love pretty books and I love the stuff that's in pretty books. Yeah. And last but not least, we've got The Goblet of Fire by J.K. Rowling. I'm reading this for Harry Christmas to You. If you don't know what Harry Christmas to You is, I'm surprised because I've been talking about it a lot. I'll link the video announcement here. You can go check it out. We're basically reading the Harry Potter books in the month of December as well as watching all of the movies through live tweeting on Twitter. It's gonna be so fun, guys. It's gonna be so freaking fun. I'm so excited. I love Harry Christmas to You. It's one of my favorite things I've ever done. To just continue it on is such an amazing honor and so great that people just want to keep doing this and want to be a part of it. I'm just so blown away. You guys are just the best. Harry Christmas to You is gonna be the best and I love Harry Potter. So yes, so excited. And those are all the books I'm planning on reading in the month of December. I'm super excited to read all these books. It's gonna be a fun month. Let me know down below what your favorite book you read last month is or what you're most excited to read this month. month, or what book you're reading for Harry Christmas to you, because I know a lot of you are participating. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye. NaNoWriMo. Also, my friend Des just came out. I already said this was books and books. And those are all the videos in the month. Oh, dang it. Dang it, Maureen. Thumbnails. In the description. Christmas time.